You want to learn from one of the best on how to improve at Smash? My third class on Metafy, Mastering Efficient Practice. How do you truly optimize your time to get the fastest growth possible in Smash? November 8th, Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Check out the link below and come on through. Alright y'all, so for today's video, I want to talk about Aegis and why this is actually one of the worst characters to pick up if you're not fundamentally sound at the game. I'd say if you're not above average as a player, Aegis is a bad pick for you. You're saying, but Dabuz, this character is broken beyond belief, potentially number 1, top 5 minimum, maybe top 3. So why is she not a good character to play for most people? Two things. She is a very punishing character, just straight up. If you make a mistake with her, you will just die. Her recovery, it's not that great. If you watch any pro player matches with Aegis, you'll notice, like, whether it's Cosmos, Leo, Spargo, Aegis, Shuton, they make a single mistake at top level and they are dead. And it's not even difficult to edgeguard this character a lot of times after those mistakes. As a result, like, if you're a lower level player and you're constantly making mistakes, right, you're just gonna be dying over and over for stupid reasons. Whether you're just caught in the corner and getting caught by forward smash, getting caught bad DI, getting caught by a specific setup that just is meant to kill Aegis, getting too predictable on, like, any spawn disadvantage. So that's a big deal. Next up, this character has quite a bit of execution requirements. You want to think that again, because this character can kind of just go, woo, I'm mashing buttons, wow, I'm so good at this game, blah. But the actual combos, if you mess them up, don't do much damage. Even then, it's not much damage in the combos. A lot of the damage comes from the consistent execution and advantage state. So once again, you can't mess up there, and then you have to be good at your advantage. Since there's so much combo execution and execution in advantage state, there's just a lot of places where it's like, if you're not really good at pressing the buttons, you won't get a lot of damage, and you'll get reversaled. Like, you messed this up even, for example, right? Oh, oops, I only got you damage off the combo. I missed that, and now I might be in a bad spot. Like, there's so many ways to just mess up basic combos with her, because you have to get so many hits. Like, that's only 20 damage. I have to get more damage to make it worth it. Next thing with the character, and this is any, like, stance-based character, right? You have Pyra, you have Mythra. There's a lot of decisions involved with this character. Now you have to kind of ask yourself, how do I want to hit people? Do I want to hit with an up air and up tilt? So I want to be, like, down air and force tech chases? Do I forward throw something like this, right? So, like, there's a lot of decisions on how you do combos and, like, setups and whatever. Like, here I could choose the down tilt or up tilt, or I could down smash, or look for an air, or a regrab, or down air. The fact that there's so many options, there's not really, like, correct options, at least not easily, like, notice correct options, and so much nuance to the character. Then you add Pyra into the mix. So you have all that, but with 2 characters. Granted, I think with Pyra, a lot of times it's kind of as simple as, oh, I'm gonna switch to her an advantage state when I want kills, or maybe I'll look for her when I want to, like, cheese people out of neutral. But there's also not a lot of nuance to a good player like me, who, like, has the fundamentals down, right? Because it objectively is a lot more options. And the final thing, even though this character's neutral is insane, the character's neutral doesn't have anything that carries it besides Nair, kind of. Even then, this move is quite a bit of landing lag if you whiff it. But, like, you rely on movement, and I think movement's one of the most important but difficult things about Ultimate. Because it's not as simple as, oh, I have big attack, throw a big attack. Oh, I have projectile, press projectile. I have meter mechanic to charge, or some other mechanic to play around. Like, this character doesn't have that stuff. This character has really, really fast movement, so you have to be good at weaving in and out. You have to be good at baiting attacks and punishing on the spot. Can't mess that up. You gotta be good about positioning without messing up your positioning. You have to realize you're gonna be the one approaching, and generally speaking in Ultimate, or any fighting game really, it's harder to be the one approaching than it is to be the one forcing the approach. And you don't have any, like, really cheesy options to kind of use, like, a win condition. You just have a lot of extremely overtuned tools that you still have to know how to use in a character that's forced to approach, forced to find openings, and doesn't even have, like, the best spacing tools. Like, these aerials, they're nice range, but they're too laggy. They're not very great for, like, spacing. They're not that great on block either, actually. Same with the tilts if someone reacts fast. And the Pyra, sure, she has that, but then she's so slow she can't get into that super easily. So with Pyra, the burden is of, how do I get in position to use, like, these bigger attacks on a character that's a little bit slower without, like, any tool that's gonna force people to approach? I forgot this is a projectile, I'm talking about that stuff, but honestly, you can't just camp people out with that, to be honest. You have to know when and how to use it, because otherwise you're stuck without a weapon, which is bad. And then, of course, with Pyra, like, her kill power is great, but her damage output isn't super amazing. So, like, you basically can't just play her in neutral and, like, focus on just winning games with spacing with her. They're much better characters for doing just that. Ridiculous character. Insane character, you know what you're doing with this game. But there is so much you have to know how to do properly to take a full advantage of this character's kit compared to most of the roster. I don't feel like there's a middle ground Aegis player. I feel like every Aegis player is either not that great or pretty damn good. That middle ground, I just don't think it really can exist with this character, I'd say. I hope this was interesting for you guys, and I'll catch you all for another one of these videos eventually. Woo!